earbuds in. I probably don't need to do that, but I'm going to at me doing a second video that I've been trying to do for forever and just jump on here. And you would not believe my day. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to hop on and chat with you guys because I am learning that I cannot schedule my breakdowns. I've been trying. I keep thinking that I can do that, if I can just get through this one thing, whether it's work related or whatever it is, that then I can go home and, lose my crap if I need to. And it's like the littlest things that I'm kind of struggling with. But at the same time, I'm very proud of myself, and I will tell you why. So I today was just an absolutely crazy day. Hello, everybody. I'm just jumping on live. I didn't even I didn't let mods know or anything, but Dip, thank you for being here. This is really last minute. Okay, so here's what happened today. I don't even know where to start. Day started out pretty good. And, I did my morning live this morning. Welcome, everybody. And I had to handle some stuff, some just stuff having to do with, Tony passing and just all the business of death, which, wow, there's a lot of it. And then I'm like, okay, I've got my stuff to do today. And I thought, you know what I'm gonna do? I've been putting things in the back of my car to go to Goodwill, and then there were clothes from my closet because, after Tony died, I decided that was a good time to pull everything out of my closet. Um, and then I had to live with it like that for over a week because I just didn't take the time to put it back. So, anyways, I had all this stuff in the back of my car, and I thought, you know what? I'm just going to go and take it. It's in the back of my car, so I can take it to Goodwill the next time I run out. And I needed to go to the post office. So I was very proud of myself for doing that. I took it to Goodwill, and that was fine. And I was just it 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 was hard to do in ways. It's like I'm finding that going out and doing the normal things, I'm prepared. I got my Kleenex already. It's kind of hard. But I did it, and I went to Goodwill and I dropped it off, and then I went to the post office, and I ran into somebody, and that was my first time. It was my first time running into somebody, in my community. Because 'cause let's be honest, I've just been avoiding it. I've just been hiding out. I did when Aaron and Jenna were here, we went to lunch, and I was amazed I didn't run into anybody because it was right in town here in Excelsior, and I, which was great. She's a lovely, lovely young lady who works with our local chamber that I've done a lot with over the last couple of years, not so much recently. And she was a great person to run into, but to kind of, break that seal of running into somebody and, hearing them say they're sorry for your loss. I mean, I see it, I read it from all of you, but it was just different hearing it in person, and it was okay. I cried a little bit. She cried a little bit. And then I went about my business and I thought, you know what? I went to Goodwill. I went to the post office. I'm almost out of dog food. I'm going to go get dog food. So I go to the pet store that Tony always gets the dog food from. And I'm not sure which dog food it is because the last bag we got, was when he was still alive. And I'm standing there and it's not the normal person who's there. It's usually one of the store owners are there. And it was this young girl, and that was probably better because I would have been probably really lost it. And I asked her, "Can you look it up? Can you look up um what dog food it is?" Because I wasn't sure. And so she goes to the computer and she goes, "What name is it under?" And I thought, oh my God, this shouldn't be hard. Or at least, you know what? I thought it shouldn't be hard, but it's hard. And I said, it's under Novachus. And then she's like, can you spell it? I was like, oh my God. And I'm thinking to myself at the same time, this is happening so fast. I'm like, Natalie, you have like, I've done so many hard things and I've done it. And getting the dog food is just really, it's difficult. So I tell her, I go, she was facing the computer, thankfully, because I was behind her and she couldn't see me and I had my sunglasses on. I'm like constantly wearing like a hat and sunglasses if I have to go out in public because I'll look like this most of the time. And I said it's N-O, and I couldn't even finish it, spelling his name. And I just thought, okay, just take a deep breath. She can't see me. She's looking at the screen. I was like, N-O. And I can't believe she didn't turn around because I feel like I lagged forever. I was just buffering. And then I finished spelling his name, Vachis, and she found it. And thank God I had my sunglasses on because I could feel myself starting to cry. And in these situations, I'm like, do I just cry in the pet store with this poor girl who's probably 18 or so years old, and what do I tell her? And I thought, you know what? No, I'm at least gonna make it back into the car. And of course, it gets dragged on because she's like, this brand, it's 20% off through the end of the month. And I'm like, please give me another bag because I figure, you know what? Then I don't have to go back. Because so many things I do Instacart or I order it online. And so I'm like, okay, fine. I get the dog food. I got some stuff for Odin because I'm like, I need to get something for this dog because he's grieving. I guess I know he is. So I got him some really nice dog treat stuff. In fact, he's over chewing a bone right now. And then I went into the car and then I just cried. And I thought, okay, this is okay too. This is just part of it. This is, feeling the feelings. And when I can feel it in that moment, I think it's really good to be able to do it. But sometimes you can't because you're in a public place. And it's a young girl there, and she's probably not equipped to deal with what I've got going on, and I didn't really wanna burden her with this entire story. And so I got through it. I got in the car, and I thought, "Okay." I cried for a while in the car, and then I drove, and I started heading home, and I get home, and I can't open the garage door. The garage door won't open. And I'm like, "This is fine." I park the car, I go in the house. I go into the garage, I hit the button. It kinda goes. I hit it again. Half the garage door tries to come up and the other half doesn't. And I'm like, it's not a huge deal, but it is a huge deal. And I think what it is anytime I have to do something that, Tony would have been here for, that he would have taken care of. I didn't have to think about it or worry about it or know how to do it. And I'm like, okay. Oh, excuse the nose blowing. So I'm like, my garage door is like half up, half down. I'm like, okay, fine. It is what it is. I'll figure it out or I'll call a friend. And I go into the house and I forgot that I was gonna make something to eat and I needed a fork. And the drawer where the silverware is, I had pushed it in further than it normally is. I couldn't get the drawer open. It was like stuck shut. I'm trying to open it, all this stuff, and by then I'm just losing it, I'm just like, "Oh my god, I can't get the drawer open. How am I gonna get a fork?" I mean, these are the things that are going through my head, I have a plastic fork, so I know I can deal with that. I just like it was stuck. I can't get my car into the garage. The garage door is partly open, so I'm like, are like that doesn't feel 100% safe. Although I do live in a very safe area and I know it will be fine. But all the things, I would have just, Tony would have handled it. And so I I cried. And but I mean I really cried. I don't think I've cried that hard. It wasn't for a long period of time. It's just I'm not normally a loud crier, even if I'm alone. And I was just loud. I'm the only one in the house right now. I'm sure worried Odin. Because the other thing is I came home and he was so happy to see me, but there was this franticness about it too. And he was putting his head in my knees, which is something he does when he needs attention and love. And I'm thinking, oh my God, like the dog is, did he think I wasn't going to come back? Because, I left with Tony and Tony never came back. But I'm like, okay, so I lose it. I'm sitting here crying and I'm crying loudly and I'm doing all that. And then I think I see a hammer that I had left out because I was going to hang a picture. And then suddenly this is where I think sometimes it's like I can feel him because it's like I almost even heard use the hammer. And then I thought, well, I'm just gonna go bust the drawer, like bang it open and just destroy it. And then I'm gonna go destroy the garage door. I'm really in the mood for it, so maybe. And then it's just more calm kind of came over me. I'm like, no, just use the hammer to get the drawer open. So I took the hammer over, and I am not a handy person. And I messed with the drawer and I got the drawer open. And I was like, I did it. I have a fork now that I can get for dinner. And I thought, okay, I did it. I fixed it. Something is going on with it. You can't completely shut it. And I think now I remember Tony saying, like, you can't completely shut the door. It's something, I don't know what the deal was, but there were many things that he had rigged. And I don't know a lot of that. Like, he had like this towel on the garage door in a place. And when I had issues with the garage door earlier, hey, blow drill, um, I took the thing off. Anyways, I think it now had some I think Tony had it on there because of something with the garage door. And this is what I'm saying, like, he's had these things rigged or functioning the way he used it, and I don't know what those ways are. So I was just sitting there bawling because I broken the garage door, I can't get the drawer open, and my dog is grieving, and I just but anyways, I think the whole point is, like, I figured out I just like one thing. I'll try and get the drawer open. I got the drawer open. And then I reached out and I texted one of our friends, someone who's known Tony for a long time, and he actually helped me with something else and said, call me if you need anything. And I'm getting better at asking for help and accepting help. And I texted him and I'm like, hey, I messed up the garage door. And I sent him a picture and he, can't come tonight, but he'll come tomorrow. And I thought, okay, I got the door open. I got bones for Odin. He's happy again. I got enough dog food that I don't have to go back for a while. Because I'm like, I almost bought even more bags of dog food just so I don't have to go back in. And I don't know, there was just something about the dog food. But it's these simple things. And I keep thinking that I can somehow like schedule my grief, and it's just really not working that way. And I know logically, I would tell somebody sometimes I have to stop and think, what would I tell somebody else? And I would tell them, like, you just can't schedule it. But honestly, I've been able to in the past in different situations, but maybe not grief from a loss like this, but maybe like upset or something, when I'm in the moment or I'm working or I'm having to focus to get something done and I have to, like be calm about it, even when things are getting crazy, I can do that. and it's just not, I can't do that with this. I just can't. And you're right, Diana, it comes in waves. That's the thing. It comes in waves. It does. I know it sounds gross about my nose. If you don't like it, you can leave. It's getting through each of those little things of that aren't the big things. And I thought the big things would be the harder things. And it's not that they're not hard, but the little things I'm finding are being more difficult. And I know I've said this before, and I've heard from some of you too, and even reading here in the chat. It's those small things. When I would have just gone, hey babe, I messed up the garage door, and he would have gone out and he would have fixed it. Same thing with the drawer. But so after all this, I think even though, I'm still upset, I also like I'm proud of myself at the same time. I went to the post office, I went to Goodwill, I dropped stuff off, I picked up the dog food, and those are all really good things, and I did it. And I think part of this is, like you guys have said, giving myself grace. I gotta get better at that and know that, okay, I'm gonna give myself grace the same way I would somebody else. And so I'm trying to do that. And when I do that, I realize, wow, it's okay. I'll suddenly like it'll calm me down, or at least like kind of like calm down my energy. And I think it's because not getting something done or failing to do something, with my background in Scientology, one thing for a lot of us is we develop a really good work ethic, but it becomes almost an unhealthy work ethic, if that makes sense. We'll get it done no matter what, but that sometimes is a problem. Like even there's some things I need to be doing for my role in this land development nonprofit, and I sent an email yesterday saying I would get back on it today, and I'm like, I can't. Mainly, you want to know why? Because I can't find my work computer. I have my laptop for doing videos, and I have a laptop for my other work, and I don't know where it is. It's got to be here someplace because I tore my office up because I had to switch rooms because I needed everything to be different. You're right, Mexican long hair. It's going to take some time. Okay, now I'm going to blow my nose. Excuse me. Okay, I moved away from the camera and just realized I have an earbud in, so excuse the hot mess there. That's so gross. I'm sorry. Um, but it's a learning thing. It's seeing, it's like going through, I've been out of Scientology for 14 years, and 2 years afterwards, I lost my mom, and I learned through that. And it's a different type of loss, but I'm learning from it at the same time. And I'm listening to so many of you. Mary says she loses it in the car on the regular. That's the thing. That's why I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do what you guys have said, which is just hop on, talk to us. Um, yeah, you're so right. And Anne says, stop for a second, calm down and think. Tony, what would you do? And something will come into your mind, and it is Tony helping you. That is what happened when I was like with the hammer and I got I got it open. It's just taking it one thing at a time. It was just today was just so many things at one time. But I keep thinking that, well, I should be able to do this because these are small things, but I'm also recognizing, no, small things can be big things too, and that's okay. Not being able to do it is okay. Doing it is okay. There's no wrong way. And I'm just going to do the best that I can, even if it's not doing something to love the level that I want or feel that I need to do it. And that's what I'm talking about like that, having a good work ethic is a good thing, but it's just, you know, it becomes, I don't know, it actually ends up complicating things and making it harder. Whereas people around me, like even all of you are like, it can wait till tomorrow, or it's, It's okay. And it is okay. And says, Natalie, you may schedule your recaps. Everything else, no worries. You did a lot today. Just just when you said you took a shower, it's hard to be in the moment. I'm a perfectionist too. And I don't even think about it like being a perfectionist, but maybe it is to a degree. I don't know. I just feel like I push myself really hard because I mean, honestly, I like to. I like to work through things and get them done. I like to be, productive. Thanks, Lizzie. This actually was Tony's hat, one of the hats that we got when we were in Hawaii, and he would wear it all the time, so I started wearing it. Yep, neuropsych. Everything that you do now will be different. People understand. Totally knew you could do this with time and us. Yeah, he did. Paula says grief does not keep a schedule. I am really starting to see that. Is this the mute button? Hold on, because I gotta blow my nose. See, even I just learned where the mute button was. I've not done a live in the vertical or whatever this is. And this is a zit. A zit. I'm in menopause. How am I getting a zit? Well, now it's kind of like, what happens after. But again, not a big problem, but it just feels like it's piling on. But hey, Sandy, tears are the words the heart can't say. That's so true. And I'm finding that I do talk to people and I talk to my friends, but there's something about like just saying some of these things out loud that I think I know it helps me. And I feel like I've learned so much from so many of you through what you have shared that, I'm like, maybe there's just other people that might be struggling with the same thing or have. Fearing the chat, Tanya says, I've been with my husband for 20 years and I can't imagine the pain. Be authentic to you, Natalie. Do what you need. Self-care right now is most important. Jerome Goodwin, thank you so much. Keep it up. Thank you for the super sticker or chat. I'm not sure which that it is. Sharing your feelings is critical to healing. Thank you for trusting us. Yes. That's right, Don Holt. Zits are not aloha. Not especially at my age. I'm 53 years old. It's like one thing to deal, you know what I'm saying? It's like that has its own challenges, right? Menopause and all that. And I'm like, and I get acne on top of that. I'm like, no, 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 no. Oh, and speaking of showers, I do need to shower. Francisco, one hammer, one fork, one call, one fed dog, one live stream, one nose blow at a time. Yes. Oh, unapologetically me. I didn't know that. Dits in postmenopause too? Okay. I didn't know. I did not know that. Okay. Speedy, I'm so sorry about your dad. Lost him with a heart attack. Tree hugging Buddhist zits happen. Stress can cause zits. Yeah. That's the thing is I'm still even all these years later, I feel like I'm stuck. I mean, I spent so much of my life in fight or flight that when things get difficult and hard and stressful, I I still have a pretty decent tolerance for that. But I think that's why it's like the little things that are just making me lose it because it's often those little things too, like I said, that I would have, Tony would have taken care of. Amber says, Natalie, I made you something that I will give you when I come to the celebration of life. Oh, Amber, that's so awesome that you're coming. And those of you that are coming, obviously make sure you find me. I think it's going to be kind of crazy, to be honest, but I welcome it. Why not? Let's do it. We're celebrating an amazing life and we're celebrating life itself. So, you know what? If we run out of room, we will spill into the streets. I'm really of the F it. You know what I'm saying? Just like it is what it is. It's open house style, so I think we'll be okay. Um, but yeah, good advice, Sarah. You can do this one day at a time. One day at a time. Emily says, "Look at it this way, except I call it that way for myself. Crying is losing weight by snot." That's really funny. Squirrel Girl says, "You're doing more than I do, even on a good day. Keep your chin up." Thank you. And that is kind of it too, is realizing that, hey, I'm doing a lot. And I don't know, I don't know what the normal is with it. You know what I'm saying? It's like the way that I'm used to working or doing things, and doing less than that is instinctively feels difficult and hard. Like I want to do it better, but at the same time, I keep hearing from people that I need to just give more grace to myself and just be okay that these things aren't that important. But when it's something especially that somebody else needs, or I feel like I should be getting done, I feel like it is important. But at the end of the day, somehow I've made it through the last 2 weeks, not doing everything that I need to be doing. So, Aaron's saying, "Can we bring anything on the 14th?" I just say, bring your fun and your good attitude. Um, I think we're just gonna probably, we're gonna do some charcuterie. We'll probably run out, and it's just gonna be what it is. I have no idea how many people are coming between, our beautiful YouTube community and then people locally and between our 2 families, but I welcome it. I say bring it. Come one, come all. Just know that it might be crazy and we might run out of food, and I'm trying to figure out how to get like, have a cash bar there. I don't drink, Tony didn't drink, but doesn't mean, you guys can't. So I'm working on figuring that out, and then, we're gonna do what we can do and stuff with the charcuterie. Sandra, thank you so much for the super sticker. That's very kind. SP in a TARDIS, thank you for that. "I just lost my mom on the 9th, so I'm grieving with you. She had Parkinson's. I'm sending you my love and condolences." Same, back at you. That's really rough. And you know what? I'm glad that we're grieving together. I mean, part of this too, I'm like, I know so many of you do. Mandy, thank you. I know you wish you could come, but I just love that you even wish you could come. That's just plenty. And I feel like you and so many others will be here. Will be here with us, even just in spirit, and we'll be able to share about it. And I'm gonna let people know, you want to live stream, take photos, like celebrate. He wanted a party. He was very specific that he didn't want anything somber. He didn't want it to be a bummer. But Spring says get a food truck. Oh, that's an idea too. So, I wonder how that would work. I got to get on the ball though, because I got to figure it out. Even, you know, Dr. MLS, Aaron can always go out and buy a veggie tray. I think we're going to need a lot of veggie trays is the thing, but we'll figure it out. And if it runs out, then so be it. People aren't coming for the charcuterie. They aren't. And it says your life is thrown into chaos. You're trying to find your new normal. That is true. And I think that's the thing, is just recognizing is that not trying to, where I think it gets difficult is when I try to go down a path of the way it used to be. And I like the new normal, idea, is because it's a new normal. It's different. And it's not bad. It's just it's different. And I know it's just gonna take getting used to, like anything, right, that you do. Thumbtack app, you will find a bartender. Okay, I need more than a bartender though. Well, unless I need a bartender who can actually also sell alcohol, because it's gonna be a cash bar. Because I'm not buying all you guys drinks. A bar truck might work. You can hire them and they'll park outside. There was one that I really wanted to go with, but then I found out that they actually don't sell the alcohol. All they can do is be a bartender and provide it. So I need to find, but I got the name. In fact, the woman that I ran into at the post office, who's the first person that I've seen, in my community here, gave me two potential options. So I guess it's a good thing I ran into her, even though I've been avoiding people in real life like crazy. Oops. Good point, Ron. That's what this is here for. We grieve together, we celebrate together, we do everything together here. You know what? That is true. That is true. That is true. Yep. Thank you guys so much. You guys are so smart, so wise. Hey, Rika. Good to see you there. Keep doing your music and your songs, Rika. Tilty Bird says potluck it. I think we're just gonna keep it simple. We're gonna, like I said, have a bunch of charcuterie appetizer, trays of it. And then I'm thinking of doing some spam musubi because uh, and but I would have to. I'm probably gonna order that because it's a lot of spam musubi to make, and I know I don't have the bandwidth for it. That's good advice, ML. Okay, question to ask yourself is when you face a task or problem to solve, is this very important to me to address, fix just now, or can it wait? That's right. Days by Dogs. Tony deserves a party, and so do you, Natalie. Amen to that. Absolutely. And I love that. I would have been real bummed if he said he wanted a funeral. I mean, I would have done it, but I like the celebration of life too. That's what I want. That's what we do with my mom. And that was totally his vibe. Yeah, Mary, it's good that you're seeing a counselor. That's good. I need to look into the whole maybe the food truck idea too. Yeah, monkey's eyebrow, it could be a potluck, but I think that might be just too much to manage. Plus, I'm trying to keep it easy, so people can, yeah, I don't know, that could be a lot. And it's so, I mean, I'm so sorry for all of you who've had losses, but it's reassuring in a way to know like that that you guys, I mean, most of us have experienced some form of loss and how you deal with it and how just figure it all out. Amber says, I really don't drink much because I have a bum. A bum. I have a bum. A bum? You got to explain that, Amber. BYOB, hire help and get a food truck. Those are some good ideas too. And I got to get moving on it too because, well, like I said, the charcuterie stuff is all being ordered and taken care of. But Natalia, I'm glad you love it. This was Tony's hat. Diana, I will do the work for you. Send me an email. I do have Miles and Dominic's mom and her partner worked in catering and events, and because I was just going to cater those things, and they had said that, I mean, that's what they did. It would be so, um, yeah. So I think we're going to do that. But I'm open to ideas because, like I said, I'm realizing too that like I cannot plan my way out of a paper bag right now. I just, you know, thankfully Sandy thought about like the guest book. I didn't even think about that. Just, all of those things. I'm just even somebody brought up like, flowers and I'm like, well, so what it's gonna be is there's gonna be tent and there's gonna be some tables and chairs. There's a beautiful garden at the guest house. So it'll be outdoor and indoor because indoor the guest house is this beautiful, beautiful vacation rental that used to be a bed and breakfast that was built in the 1800s and it's completely been renovated. And I absolutely love it. Oh, Diana, do not sleep in your car. That's too much. But I appreciate that and I appreciate the offer of help. But by all means, please don't put yourself out. Like if I keep saying to people, if it works out and you can do it and it'd be a fun trip for people, then come and do it. But don't overextend yourself or put yourself out in any way as well. It's just, I know that, you know, I know that many of you would want to be here and I appreciate that. And we'll do something. Maybe we'll do even like some type of an online celebration of life. I don't know. I don't know how that would work. Um, but that might be fun. That's something to think about. Yep, Tracy hitting up the local Trader Joe's, grocery stores for donations. A lot of them are very willing to donate. Yeah. It'll be fine. I mean, that's part of what the GoFundMe was for, to cover the, expenses like this. Ah, Anna, thank you. Wow, from New Zealand. I still get such a kick out of that. Oh, Aaron, good idea. A card box basket. That is a great idea. That is a great idea. I gotta do that. I gotta write that down. Good to know, Scooter Mom. Amazon has pimple patches for acne. It's just the one. Let's hope it stops there. And I've been cleaning up my eating again. And so, I just thought I feel like it should be better, but why would it do that now? But here we are. I'm trying to catch up. Someone said send Aaron to Costco for trays. Oh, thanks, Anne. Not apartment potluck. Okay, I was wondering. I wasn't totally making sense, but thank you for clarifying. Just a northern girl. Natalie, next time you're having a bad day, just blame Aaron. Hashtag it's Aaron's fault. I think he's trending right now. We're all here for you. Thank you. I should do that. I should just text him. This is all your fault. My garage door broke. It's Aaron's fault. Oh, I got a kick out of that. Whose stream was I watching? I think it was Rabbit's. They were talking where she was talking, and then the chat was getting into it of all the things that are Aaron's fault. That's hilarious. Oh, Mock, are you thinking about getting Greek food too? No, I wasn't. It's in the middle. It's like between 2 and 5, so I'm not going really big on meals. Dates by dogs. Online celebration would be perfect, especially if we can get Liz Ferris to give memberships. She and Tony kinda had this, it was like a whole inside joke kind of a thing. Um, it was hilarious. Wasn't even an inside joke. If you guys saw the video, one of the last couple videos that he did with me, but they talked outside of being online too, and it was a funny thing. But it'll all work out and come together. Yeah, Christy, that's what when I was there, I thought about having it transferred into my name, but I just couldn't voice it. I was standing there thinking I should tell her, she's right there, she has it pulled up to switch it into my name, and I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. Arkansas Flamingo, I am so sorry for your loss. That's right, everybody. It's Aaron's fault. There's been a few of you have sent me some books and even made some suggestions, and I feel like there's so much to do between, the house and then planning the celebration of life and getting ready to head home to Hawaii. I feel like I'm just gonna kinda look at some of the stuff. I'm like, "Okay, what can wait till after we get back?" Because everything doesn't need to be done now, and that's part of my way of thinking is I'm just like, "I wanna do everything now, I wanna get it all done," and it just doesn't need to be that way. And so I'm kinda getting more comfortable with that too, like, I could not believe I just did something earlier that took me 5 minutes to do that I've been procrastinating on for 3 days. That is very unlike me. I've been feeling like I just I mean, I often not often, but once in a while, I'll walk into a room, I have no idea why, and I forget, but just like I'll be, like, in the middle of 3 different things. It's like suddenly I've developed ADHD. And my sister has ADHD, and I even told her, I'm like, "Is this what it's like for you?" Because, wow, this is like I can see why it can be a challenge at times. But I've been feeling like that. I go into the kitchen because I wanna, say, refill my water bottle, and then I see, "Oh, there's dishes in the sink," so I have to put them in the dishwasher or wash them, but then I realize the sponge needs to be replaced for the dishes, so I go into the laundry room to get the sponge, and while I'm in the laundry room, I realize that I left clothes in the dryer, they don't dry it, and I gotta start it, but then I can't find the dryer stuff you put in there, it's a whole thing, and whereas, like, before, I was just much more, I just found it easier to focus, but I'm like, "Okay, fine." So, if I'm struggling with that now, I don't think it'll be forever, and that's a big thing, I think, is knowing that, it's not gonna be forever, that it'll be a roller coaster, but things will get better. Yep. Yeah, Ren listens, "Grief is like ocean waves, it ebbs and flows, floating is okay." Yeah, that's right. That is really wise. Kim Watts, "It's a thing, it's a whole thing, and then you look at the clock and it's 8 o'clock at night and you wonder what you did." Yes! And usually it's like I just don't stop moving. I'm doing thing after thing after thing, and in a way, it's feel better. Um, I don't know, I'm a doer. I just feel better when I'm getting things done, and if I can't do some things too hard, then I'll try and do, like, something else. And then I feel like I'm so behind. There's so much work, even on the back end for YouTube that I'm just not doing, but whatever. I'll get caught up on that. But it's just I'm realizing too that it's like being okay with not being okay, which in fact somebody just told me about that book. It's okay to not be okay. I ordered a hard copy and I did it on Audible. Darn it, I should have listened it in the car today. I need to do that. Hey puppy. I need to do that. I will do that. You guys are so wise. You guys are so wise. MBW says, "You're explaining my everyday life, ADHD life. You're doing a great job, Nat." Thank you. And it's really given me more, I think, understanding and empathy for people with ADHD, like my daughter, my sister, Tony. Tony had ADHD. Um, it's interesting. It's like walking in somebody else's shoes to a degree. And I'm even more impressed by how much he got done. Um, with that challenge, but he always called it his superpower to him. He said that ADHD was a superpower because it allowed him to be creative and think in outside the box ways and just the way that he was. And it's totally the way that he did it. Judy Mitchell says, "Hello, I'm subscribed." Thank you, Judy. Yep, it is okay to just not do things sometimes. You guys are right. You guys are right. Danny, thank you for the super sticker. We love you, Natalie Webster. Danny, thank you. Hugs to you and Leah. I hope you guys are doing all right. I've not been consuming as much content as I normally do. Um, that's why make sure you guys send me clips and links and all that good stuff. Kim says, "Here's a secret, Natalie. I'm medicated and I still can't manage. LOL. ADD and medicine ain't helping." I think it is like a superpower for a lot of people. Oh, Mock, that's a good point. If your ADHD, like, learn to do one thing at a time, keeps the spiraling to a minimum. Yes, and because I'm not ADHD, but lately I have felt like it, um, that is a great tool. Because when my sister was with me for a week, she kept saying, she's like, "You're in the middle of 3, 4 things. Finish one thing." And I had to laugh because I'm like, "This is the ADHD person telling me." But, when you've not had those challenges, you also don't know the tools. And that's a really good tool. That's a great idea. Kim, that's funny. Oh, hey, Acupunk, you're gonna be in LA? That is awesome. That is awesome. Oh, SPTV Atlanta, I love that. Did somebody say ADHD? I'm neurospicy too. Oh, I love that. Neurospicy. That's fantastic. I love it. Oh, that's interesting. Per Scientology audit, trauma can present itself as ADHD. Many people are misdiagnosed because of it. That makes sense. I think if I walked into a doctor's office today and got evaluated, they would totally diagnose me with it. But it seems very situational, just like depression. Sometimes it's situational. Judy Mitchell, I do not know why snakes nibble on their owners. That's, yeah, not a snake person. That's something that I'm a little worried about. So where we live, there's this kind of like marsh in the back. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna show you guys. Tony made, because yeah, I'm not like stuck at my computer. Tony made a teepee last year in the back. I'm gonna show it to you. Ugh, hold on. Wait a minute. I can get the door open. Hold on. I'm gonna turn this around. Can you see it? That's the teepee that Tony made. Now, normally it's not in water. This is all from, we've had a ton of rain. But isn't that cool? He made that and it's still standing. This is where, I guess that's like a marsh you would call it, but that's Tony's teepee. He told me the day. He's like, I'm gonna go make a teepee and I'm not gonna use any ties for it. I'm just gonna do it. It's not, nothing is tying it together. And somehow it survived through the storms of last year and the storms so far this year. Yeah, it's cool. There's a lot of bugs out there, but I got this bug thing now, so I'm gonna try and take it for a whirl. I actually have, I'm not sure I've really been back there. There's like, you know, yeah, I need to get out there and clean some stuff up too. Pause for Andrea. I don't know. It's normally it's he put it. It was dry land then, but because of all the rain we've been having, it's just, we call it Lake Wannabe back there. It's just a marsh area, but we pretend it's a lake that we live on lakeshore property. Lake Wannabe. Yeah, Amber, he's very creative. He was very creative. He's always doing neat stuff like that. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I know I am feeling a bit better. And so I appreciate your help and stuff, and you guys chatting it out with me here. Yeah, that's right, D, Lake Wannabe. Yep, Kim, waterfront home at its best. If you look at it just the right angle and you can't see the houses from the other side, you know, if you just look at it from just the right angle, it does look like that. It really does. Hey, Juanita, how are you? KT Peta says maybe it's because in the cult of Scientology, you always were given orders and direction, but now that you're free, chores can be overwhelming. Um, yeah, I've been free from it for a while. I don't get Normally I don't get overwhelmed by things like this, but I think with the circumstances and all that, it really is. It is, and I'm learning to be okay with it too, that, okay, fine, so I'm overwhelmed and I'm crying in the dog food store. So be it. That's just where we're at. That's why I keep Kleenex in the car and everywhere, to be honest. In fact, yeah, I'm like almost through this box. This is my recliner tissue, and then I have car tissue, and I have bedroom tissue, and I have, YouTube room tissue. It's really been coming in very, it's been awesome. Oh, our mosquitoes, Kate, are horrible. Erin, Tony's favorite color was yellow. And thank you, Justice. Thanks, Shauna. Awareness is the root of all genius. That's right, Dr. MLS. That's smart. It really is. I'm glad you love the glasses. I think these are my reading glasses. Yeah, of course they are. That's why I can see my phone. But I'm in front of a window. I don't have my normal light, so it's all kind of jacked up. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you so much. Ooh, some of you have some really big bugs and stuff. All right. So I'm going to, and you know what? I got to add to my list of things I did today. I did a second video. I got on here. I've been talking about this for how long now of doing it, and I've just not been doing it. And it was like a seal that needed to be broken. because it's hard sometimes to, like in doing the recaps, and I want to keep it to the recap, but there's other things that I sometimes want to talk about, but I don't want to mix it in there. So here we are. And I think I'm going to try and continue to do these as well. Thank you, Sharona. I love that you reached out, did a live, and found so many here to help you through the moment. It's great to see it proven how much you and my Tony touch this community and watch it paying you back. I love it. Yes, Aaron, card and gift box. I'm going to add it to my list on my computer. That's so smart. Yeah. And I'm going to look into the whole food truck too and see if that might be a better option. All right, everybody. This looks funny on this way up and down. I don't. Oh, Kim says, thanks to whoever gave me a membership. I just noticed it. Oh, I missed if somebody donated memberships. I'm so sorry. I'm the up and down thing. I'm figuring it out. Thank you, KTP. I appreciate that. Cindy, you guys are all my hero. I just feel like a hot mess in a hat over here. Brooke Elliott, you know plumbing? Good to know. We could FaceTime. You can show me how to do something. Yeah, that's right, Mock. Recap and hot mess time. That's what it feels like it is. All right, Diane, I appreciate that. All right, you guys. I'm looking and I'm like, how do I must hit the X button. I don't know. I gotta figure out how to end this. How about room rating Nora? Oh, is Nora live now? Is she? Let's do it. Let's room raid Nora. I'm going to go over to Nora. I don't know how to, with the phone, I don't know how to share a link or anything like that, but you guys know how to get to Oh No Nora. Send to Scientology. I love that new merch, Hot Mess in a Hat. Oh my God, I need to do that. Don't let me forget. Hot Mess in a Hat. We can do hats. Hot Mess in a Hat. I love it. Blake Reed, thank you. I hope you're doing okay, my friend. Love you much. Thank you. Love back to you, all of you. And yeah, I actually am doing better. Get Lana and popcorn in your favorite comedy and watch it. Lana's going to come over for a sleepover. I'm so excited about this. I mean, she just spent a week with me, but I feel like it was a week of nonstop. That poor, I worked her to the bone. I just couldn't stop. I was just going until I would just collapse, which helped because then I'd fall asleep. Um, Nothing on me is fake. My email is natalie@lifeafterocult.com. Yeah, but I'm real excited. In a couple days, Lana's going to come over and do that. Kelsey, no worries. Thank you for being here. You can always catch the replay too. Yeah, it's going to be fun. I don't know. I'm really looking forward to it. But I think we're going to do that. Yeah, pillow fight. It's probably going to be way more relaxing and chill and laid back. I need to watch when Aaron and Jenna were here, we binged the Kardashians, like the one on Hulu. And I don't know, it just made a lot of sense at the time. And now I need to watch more episodes. That's a fun no-brainer to do. Oh, Dip, thank you so much for sharing the link. That must be is that for Nora? See, I can't even see. All right, let's go room raid Nora. I'm so excited that she's live because now I'm gonna go over and watch her. So everybody, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys so much, and I'm glad that I came on. It's hard because sometimes I'm like, I don't want to just go on there and cry and just be a hot mess. But part of my healing, even from Scientology, is being okay with that. And I'm not okay with it yet. So I'm gonna do it until I'm okay with it. So brace yourselves. Hot mess in a hat. It's going to be happening. Oh God, I need to go take a shower. All right, everybody. Everybody, hit that like button while you're here. Check your subscribe button as well if you're new to the channel and you want more hot mess in a hat. Love to all of you. I'm going to go over and watch Nora and give her some Aloha Room Raid if she's on still and going over there. Oh, she's in her car. So Aloha Raid Nora, but she's in her car. Well, that's fine too. Great. All right, everybody. Mwah. Aloha. Thank you so much for being here. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Yeah, I guess it's almost evening here. So go have some cult free evening if you can. Bye bye.